And we're live. Welcome to Founders Chat Live, your number one weekly show and your weekly dose of spicy and brutally honest news, business news, takes, and topics. And we're gonna have a great show lined up for you today. Microsoft officially admits AI is shit. Mr. Beast
What?
launches a bank.
Not surprising. He always.
Christianity is getting into crypto, and influencers might be attacking your business.
Wow, doesn't sound. It sounds
And
pretty much sounds
there's
standard, really.
some crazy stuff been happening in the last week. Um, and I don't even know where to fucking start.
We can start with fight. I'm really excited to fight in 10 days. I feel like a caged animal is locked in my cage, and I just want to. Because the fight was originally going to be this Saturday, but then after 1 week of training camp, it was pushed back a further week. But I'm already in shape, so I'm just raring to fight. So that's why, if I feel like I've got a lot of pent up energy today, that's why I was supposed to be, fighting in a few days.
Yeah, and I got kicked in the head and almost died.
Yeah, it's
Not
part of the
quite,
game,
but
isn't it?
I
Part
got,
of the
I
game.
got, I got knocked pretty hard. Um,
Another good thing
right,
about
I
fighting
dropped a
soon is
comment.
I'm getting my hair cut soon because God, it's a mess.
Right. Do you want to pick the first topic or?
What was the Microsoft topic was we're going to start with? Yeah. Do you want to set the scene?
Oops, hold on. I accidentally posted the live. Okay, there we go. Microsoft. Um, Microsoft has officially admitted that AI is shit. Windows 11. Microsoft has officially scaled back its AI everywhere strategy for Windows 11 after admitting that several high-profile features were, in the words of user feedback, shit and detrimental to productivity. Telemetry data showed that engagement with the Copilot integrations in Notepad and Paint was significantly low, leading the company to pivot resources back to performance fundamentals. So they're going back to the roots and focus on fixing OS operating system stability and power scheduling rather than adding more AI bloat. Um, making this the first major retreat from AI hype by the biggest tech giant in the industry.
If
So
the if the biggest tech giant in the industry are doing it, I know I always link things to buying behavior, but if the biggest guys are doing it, they must have some really good data to show that humans are almost sick of being bombarded by 10, 20 different AI tools promising the world at once. And if there any, and 'cause I know I am, I just want one thing that does what I need it to. I don't want something with 50 features. I just want one simple, thing solved. And Copilot, I use like my company email is Outlook and all that, and I never use Copilot. I think it's the worst AI out there, pretty much. I don't even use it to write my emails, and it's right there.
there's been there's been another thing um, last week as well, actually, where they started talking about AI and some of the users and creators started using AI to rename Microsoft to Microslop. Um,
That's so
which
shit.
I
That's
thought
such a
is pretty
bad
funny.
joke. That's such a bad
Anyway,
joke, but it made us laugh. It made us laugh. It's such a bad joke, but it made us laugh.
so the one of the topics here to talk about is if Microsoft is doing it, should founders focus on prioritizing stability of the software products and performance over adding new AI tools for the sake of adding new AI tools.
I'm not saying I called this, but I remember before Christmas I made a LinkedIn post basically saying exactly this, because I looked at me and my mate looked at our email inboxes and just saw 1,000 AI tools promising 100 different things, and I had no idea what any of them did. So what can I say? I called this 2 months ago, and Microsoft must have seen that LinkedIn post and took notes. But you're someone who runs not an AI company, but it has AI aspects to it in the sense that it's a SaaS platform. So how would this? You probably have a different perspective to me. So what's yours?
Yeah, I had the discussion on Founders Tree, and I do want to add stuff so much like the AI search, contact search, AI referrals, stuff like that. We want to add this so much. But yeah, we've just been focusing actually on just getting the base product better and making the basics work rather than adding flashy features. We do want to add them, but it's hard nowadays to add, like Microsoft have found out, AI features that people actually want to use rather
Yeah,
than that sound nice on paper. Like you can get Microsoft Paint with generative AI. It's like nobody fucking uses it. Nobody,
I'm not. I'm not. I'm
nobody
not
used
sure.
it.
I'm not sure if the whole like GTM engineer trend has hit your LinkedIn feed or not, but God, it's hit mine, and they're all promising like 10 new AI powered features where you can hit 250 LinkedIn or X accounts every single day and all that sort of stuff. And no one cares. People just want more customers. I don't care about how many different accounts you can reach. Tell us how many good leads they are, how many will jump on a call, and how many I can close from a decent salesman. I remember when I was getting my website sorted last summer, and I interviewed a couple of developers, and the developer I went with was the one who just answered questions straight. And I think this kind of reflects this situation. So I had an interview with a studio, and what they were basically saying is they were asking like what my brand identity is, what all of this like fluffy language is, and I was like, I don't really care. Will a website you make convert my customers or convert leads that I bring to the website? That's all I cared about, and I cared about the margins. I didn't care about some niche brand identity thing. That's your job, and maybe that reflects this AI situation nicely. That people just want the benefit, not 50 new features.
Yeah. Another topic here is, does this retreat signal that big tech overshot the actual market demand for generative AI in 2025? So this is all the text generating stuff, image generation, all of this stuff. Have they actually overshot the demand? Have they pushed it too much? And I see it as well. Like people aren't actually using a lot of this stuff. I
I'd
spoke to
I'd say no, but it's not because the demand isn't there. I think people find one that they really like and they use that one. And even if they get pitched something that might be 5% better, they like and trust the one they've used for X amount of time. That they don't try something new or buy a new feature. The demand's still
I think
there.
that's one part of it. I think that's
Like
one part of it.
I think the demand's still there, but it's like I remember like one of the first shows where I compared the whole AI boom to like the video game boom in the 70s, where at one point in the 70s with 20 different video game systems and companies all thriving, and then eventually Nintendo just took 80% of the market share. I think that's kind of what's happening in AI. Like a few different tools are taking so much of the market that there are the users big tech predicted, but they're not spread out like they thought they would.
I think there's something to that. But I'll tell you what, I think you're looking at it too much from when you think about Microsoft, right? You think Microsoft, OpenAI,
I think
Google,
Halo. I think Halo,
Um,
Master Chief.
no, what I'm saying is you look at it from the lens of I'm a solopreneur running a business,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
right? You as a percentage of the market, people like you as a percentage of the market,
Oh, it's like 0.4 something ridiculous, if that.
it's like in tens of thousands of a percentage, right? It's so small. So yes, there are power users like you, like me for some cases, like small businesses that use this stuff a lot. What they're saying is actually the users as a whole, right? The whole market, because the market is, they're not pushing it towards small businesses,
Mhm.
right? They're pushing it to everyone, like everyone and their grandma who has a Windows laptop, right? Or Windows PC. That's the market. Same with OpenAI, right? However many the heck users they've got, the amount of actual businesses is very tiny. Then everybody else is just using it to like create memes and stuff. Have you seen the
Yeah,
trend
yeah, yeah.
now? Did I
I
talk
think
about it last time? Have you seen the trends where people, because there's a massive chip shortage now, right? We've talked about it.
I
There's a
think there's a
massive chip
few.
shortage where you can't even buy a memory stick anymore in a shop.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I remember you saying that.
Yeah. And they're basically saying, oh, it's because of AI, and they're doing the meme videos where you have like a random rubbish video, clearly AI generated, like a dog barks, somebody opens the doors, and the dog turns into a dragon and blasts the house. And then it's just a text. RAM stick costs $900 because of this, because you used
Yeah.
AI for this. So
I think
anyway, so most people
this is a good topic
are
for this.
using AI for just garbage memes, and very often, like I showed it to an older family member like a month ago, and for like a week he's been like crazy, just generating all these crazy photos of himself in all the different places in the world, right? And that was it, and he's never used fucking AI again.
I think
um
there's two ways, like there's two thoughts I immediately had when you were like saying all of this, of to why they've maybe misjudged the market demand. And one's like a personal anecdote, like my mum, I saw her last week, she's like senior HR for like a pretty big company, like a few thousand employees, like relatively important, yeah? And she uses AI now in her job, but she only uses it for like such few things. And that's because I think maybe big tech have overestimated what people could use AI for in their daily life. Like
and
someone
what
like
they
me,
will actually use it
it's
for,
like
right?
someone like me who's like a solopreneur, as you just said, can use AI for fucking everything. It can help with analyzing data from my own lead gen campaigns. It can manage my calendar. It can do everything, right? But someone who with like one set job in a company doesn't have a massive wide range of tasks like I do, where AI can help us be a master, a jack of all trades almost. They have one specific thing that they've done for years on end that they've done a certain way. And it's human nature. If you've done something for that long, they're not going to change it that much, or they'll change it very slowly if something like this comes in. It's like my main USP in my business is replacing conferences and trade shows for like niche energy service firms. These like events are pretty useful, not useless, but they're only used today because they've been industry standard for 30 years. So if you've done something for 30 years and something better comes along, it's going to take a while for you to be comfortable trusting it, if you know what I mean, even though it's better.
Yeah, I think they just overshot like the amount of usage. It's not that people aren't using it, but the amount, right? Like we've talked about, people might use it for like one specific thing, where they said like, oh, everybody's gonna use it for everything. It's gonna do your emails, it's gonna do your notes, it's gonna plan your trip, it's gonna do your shopping, and
I think
And
the only
yeah,
people,
I think
the
I
only people who
overestimated.
the only people who use it for everything is ironically like just solopreneurs. From what I've experienced, people I've spoken to, etc. Like anyone with like 10, like a lot of my clients have like 15 to 20 employees, so like around that range. Those guys very rarely use AI for anything really because they've got a human being to do it.
I just sent message to Diego. The damn thing won't let me reply to comments. I don't know. Can you write a comment in the StreamYard?
And
Yeah.
not from what I
Does
can
it allow
see.
you? In the
Not from
box
what I
in comments on the side of the console.
No, I know what you, I know. Yeah, I can't. It just says I can hide it.
Oh, that's strange. So like I can only respond to YouTube, I think. There you go. So it will let me respond on YouTube, but I can't respond on LinkedIn.
So, do you know what the Anthropic movement is? I know about it, but I'm not
No,
super knowledgeable about it.
I was asking Diego if he means them trolling OpenAI about adverts. That's have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
I'm gonna actually push it. Let me see if I can find the video. So you remember what I said last time about let me just get the video. I'm not logged in into the paid account. Skip ads. Yeah, because we talked last week about ChatGPT adding, OpenAI adding adverts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Anthropic, which does Claude, right? The competition, Claude AI, has started trolling them about it. And they started releasing like massive adverts and Super Bowl, everything. It's going absolutely viral. Let me see if I can.
So we do mock like
Um,
ChatGPT introducing ads and stuff, but they don't really have a choice. They need to
yeah, but
monetize it.
I wanna see if I can. There was a screen share thing. Ad. Oh, screen share. I'm not sure if it's going to. Oops. Oh, did that work? There we go.
Yeah, there it is. So what is
I'm not sure
this?
if people will be able to hear it. I'll just push this in.
Hey, can I get a six-pack quickly?
Perfect. That is a clear and achievable goal. Would you like me to tailor a personalized workout plan?
Yes.
Perfect. Let me personalize this for you. Let's start with your age, weight, and height. Whenever you're ready.
5'7", 23 years old, 140 pounds.
Got it. I'll create a plan that focuses on aesthetic strength training. But confidence isn't just built in the gym. Try Step Boost Max, the insoles that add 1 vertical inch of height and help short kings stand tall.
What?
Use code HeightMaxing10 for big discounts.
What's the difference between me and you? Me and you.
Have you seen this, Joe?
No, not at all. But side note, that whole looks maxing thing and what's a height maxing is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I've looked into that a little bit because this whole trend has made me feel really old because this is the first time I've looked at something like the next generation are doing and thinking, wow, that's very, very stupid. Like there was one guy I
Well,
saw,
they're
not a
trolling, right? They're trolling, but that's not the point. But the fact that you're asking for stuff and it's just starting selling you stuff instead, right?
No, it makes sense.
Right,
All right.
Diego's gonna send me something.
Okay,
What he means.
what was the next topic we were gonna discuss? 'Cause I think we've covered that one now.
Pick one. Boom.
What was the one that let's go straight. You do number 1. I'll do number 30. The subscription tipping movement for creators.
Do you want to read through it?
No, you can. You're better at it than me.
I am the narrator.
Yeah, I'm the color commentator.
Right, we've got a major trend on Substack and Patreon this week. Is the rise of subscription tipping. Audiences are moving away from flat monthly fees. So we're talking Substack, you could subscribe to newsletter for 5, 10, 20, 50 quid or whatever somebody said. Audiences are moving from flat monthly fees toward variable tipping based on value of individual posts or newsletters and content. This allows creators to see spikes in revenue for the best work, charging the incentive from consistent output to singular high value hits. So is subscription tipping more sustainable than fixed monthly recurring revenue? That's one of the talking points. I've got quite a lot to say on this actually.
I like this topic a lot.
But you go first, Joe.
I'm going to speak from my experience here in the sense that I will no longer subscribe to any software, any service that requires a subscription, because the amount of stuff that comes on my bank account every month that I don't remember buying or subscribing to at one point last year was taking the piss. So a new rule of mine is I will not subscribe to anything new because I will forget to cancel it. And I'm assuming other people are like that as well. So they're now incredibly resistant to subscribe. But that's also in another aspect, I am now more likely just to pay for something once, like pay more, but get it permanently. Like I would much rather do that because I'm sick of subscribing and then like 4 months later, I'm like, I haven't used this in 3 months. I do not remember buying this. So I think a lot of people have experienced the same thing as me.
I think there's something to that, but what I also think here is this opens another dimension because this is almost like a microtransaction, right? Stuff. So whilst a lot of people might say, okay, I'm not gonna subscribe, there's gonna be those. What you're gonna see instead is that some people will tip a lot.
Yeah.
So rather than paying, let's say, you know, there's like, it's like $5 as an example, instead of paying $5 a month for your newsletter, right? That's sent every week. What's gonna happen is people gonna start changing to like a 5 to 10 quid tip, and there will be people that will tip $10 every week. So what you're gonna see is, well, some people will probably, you know, just not sub at all. If they remove that, there's gonna be people that are gonna pay like $40 because they just like it so much, and because money is just not a problem to them. And some people might listen to me now or look at this and, Alex, you're crazy. Who the fuck will pay $40 or $50 for a newsletter? And my question to that is, have you ever watched a live stream from a streamer, someone who does streaming as a living? Because there are people tipping 50, 100, 500, $1,000 to send a fucking message just saying, hi, well done.
No, yeah, and a lot of the streamers make it so if you want your message read out on the stream, you've got to pay a certain amount.
And some people just do it for lols. They're just like, oh yeah, thanks. I've seen even on YouTube, right? YouTube's got super chats on live streams and videos as well. You can send it. I watched a video was some guy in Japan just talking about his life and his work and like living costs, stuff like that. I was interested because I was thinking about going there for like 6 months in travel. And some people were like, oh, great content, here's $100. Boom, great video, thanks.
I
Just
like
a
that.
$100 tip because they just like the video. Because again, like people think like, oh, $5, $20 subscribe, it's so much money. Like people have money.
Mhm.
People have money. Just because you're skinned and you think $20 a month is a lot, doesn't mean others do. So what I think will happen with this is there will be people that will spend a lot, and you also will see Diego, but people will have to be streaming like in Twitch or something. No. So we're talking about Substack and
Substack.
Patreon. So Substack is your newsletter platform where you publish newsletters and articles,
It's like X.
and people
Well,
could subscribe. And Patreon is also like a creator platform where you can do original posts. So people usually use it, like YouTubers often use Patreon for like behind the scenes. So you can watch YouTube and the channel for free, but if you want to support the creator, you could have subbed for $20 a month, and you will get access to like behind the scenes videos or special interviews or extra news or
content,
something
stuff
else,
like
like
that, yeah.
extra original content that's hidden behind the paywall. So
And
what
like
they're
private
saying
community
is,
as well on
yeah,
Patreon.
yeah, YouTube has super chats as well. So what they're saying is, instead of people just being using the monthly fee feature, where you subscribe for a monthly fee, people are moving towards like a tip. So like a super chat, you can just send a tip if you liked it. So my prediction again is that, yeah, you're gonna have some people that are gonna be like, oh, it's great, I'm not gonna pay. A lot of people will, and people will pay a lot more. That's one side. Another side, you're gonna find whales, right? And whales is a kind of like a mobile app / gaming term for people with a shit ton of money, with more money than they know what to do with it.
Yeah, I was
Right?
speaking to a personal trainer actually last week at one of my gyms, and they were saying to be a full-time PT, you only need 2 or 3 rich clients who will buy like 3 blocks a month. You don't need 40 people getting 4 sessions a month or whatever. You just need 2 or 3 who'll buy like 3 blocks each time.
Yeah.
No, I guess
So
it's the same
this is the
business
same
model.
for content, and I'm curious now. What's gonna be the biggest tip for
Oh,
someone
it'll
on
be
like
ridiculous.
Substack?
It'll be
Someone
ridiculous.
get like, hey, here's 10 grand because this helped me solve a problem, and somebody will just be like, hey, here's 10 grand. Will someone do that? I don't know. They
Yeah,
might see,
obviously. People are
might see.
insane. Some like Saudi
I've seen
prince
it
will
happen
jump
on
on there.
Twitch. We've seen it happen on Twitch, right? With streamers. People tipping fucking $10,000 to a streamer. Which is hilarious because it's usually the biggest streamers that get the most donations. Like,
No, yeah, it's the way it
it's
works,
like,
isn't it?
this guy's already making like 2 million a year. Why are you fucking sending him $500? Like, you're broke, dude. He is rich. You're broke. Stop sending him money. But that's what it is, right?
I do suppose I'm more likely to tip someone than subscribe to something, I suppose. Like, yeah, that is.
So it's
I'm more
interesting.
likely,
It's
yeah.
interesting. Maybe I should fucking go on Substack.
I like Substack. I don't post on there anymore. It's a bit like X because it's got like an X style social media feed, but like
Is
your
it?
homepage.
I've not really been on it.
It's got like, so imagine you're on X, right, and you've got your X4U page. Substack also has that, but when you click your profile, instead of having all your tweets, you'll have your newsletters, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
It shows up in AI search as well. It's a pretty decent platform. I just
Is it?
personally don't use it.
Hmm.
If my ideal customer was there, I would use it. But Substack very much is like political writers or sports journalists. that's their home base. If you get what I mean.
I know Kit. I was going to use Kit for newsletter because it's just so much better for the newsletter side, like the analytics, automations. I just like so much better than any other platform just for the writing stuff. But yeah, they don't really have like, and ads, because they do like a creator promotion. Where you can promote. I think Substack has it as well, but they're not as big. I think it is bigger. I'm not sure actually. You talk about something. I'm gonna look this up quickly.
Okay. What can I talk about? The thing is, we know this whole tipping culture. Do you know last week we spoke about how OnlyFans have trying to change their PR or something? I've got a feeling this tipping culture is just going to go in that direction, where some weirdos who like have some parasocial relationship with a certain content creator will just drop them like $5,000 for the culture.
Oh yeah, Substack. Substack is actually bigger, the bigger platform, but I'm not sure if people can look at everything for free on Substack, or do they have to pay?
Yeah, it's totally free. But where this paid aspect comes to Substack is, say I had a Substack, I might release like every 10 articles, 8 of them I'd give away for free, but to get those 2 extra ones, you would have to pay insert amount of money.
But can I set it? Can I set it for free for everyone?
Yeah. It's possible to set it so everyone can see it for free. I know a lot of people use like X as their reach platform to get people subscribing to Substack. Because what's cool about Substack as well is to subscribe, they have to give you their email. So when you release an article, they'll get emailed the article as well as it going on your Substack profile. It's a pretty cool platform.
Yeah, might need to look at it. We'll either use Kit or Substack probably.
I've never used ConvertKit personally. I've heard a lot of bad things about it.
They're good. They're good for email and they're easy to use.
I've heard that.
I've run a number of projects on it.
Their landing pages are quite bad, though, aren't they?
Fine. Like it doesn't need to be fancy, right? I don't need a website. It says newsletter sign up. And you can embed it into actual website if you want a fancy one. So anyway.
Pick the next topic then, Mama.
Yeah, it's interesting thing. Will tipping eventually lead to higher average revenue per user. I think it will for the right creators. I think it might. So will be interesting to observe. You want to pick a topic?
I'll pick the last one, but I'll pick another one. Unless you want to have your turn.
I want to talk about Mr. Beast, actually.
Okay. Go for it.
It's a crazy topic. Mr. Beast acquires Step, which is a financial services app to launch creator banking. So Beast Industries has officially acquired financial services app Step, which serves over 7 million young users. This acquisition turns Mr. Beast from a simple influencer. I mean, he's never been a simple influencer, but into also a banking infrastructure owner, allowing him to offer credit building and investment tools directly to his audience, which, by the way, is huge in case you've lived under a rock. I think he's up to like 500 million users on YouTube. Let's see what AI has to say. Full size of his audience, because it's not just YouTube, right? It's also on other platforms. Over 630 million That's 10
Oh,
times
it's
UK.
ridiculous. Yeah, ridiculous.
like-
yeah.
It's like the size of about 15 countries that are actually following him. So it's
Mhm.
absolutely huge audience, and going into banking, oh my god, absolutely crazy. So one of the I didn't finish. So allowing him credible investing tools directly to his audience. But by owning the fintech backend, Mr. Beast is effectively creating a full stack creator that bypasses traditional financial institutions entirely to manage the entire financial life of Gen Z and Gen Alpha users, which is most of his audience. So one of the questions here: can a creator-led bank provide better financial literacy than a traditional bank institutions like whatever Chase, Barclays, and whatnot? Because kids actually listen to him, right? So what will they do? Will they actually use this move to actually do something good and maybe educate people, especially the younger audience, on finances and credit building and everything? Or will they just use it to get more rich?
Yes.
What do you think? What's your take?
Well, the latter will always be the priority for people in that financial situation and tax bracket. They always want to make more. But can they be much worse than the current banks we already have with the interest, especially in the UK and the US, with the interest rates that they charge and anything remotely related to a loan or anything like that? Can they really be much worse?
I don't think
Really?
it can be worse.
That's what I mean. So logically, it can't really be worse than it currently is. But to me, I've just got a feeling these banks have run a massive PR campaign to try and cut down something like this.
Well, that brings the second talking point here. Should traditional banks be terrified of creators owning the customer's primary financial relationship?
Yes, obviously. 100% they should be worried. Because without that, the banks won't have any money to do any of their shady trade dealings. Without people signing up to their bank, banks will be useless and they will slowly just disappear. So yes, absolutely they should be worried. They should be running.
Yeah,
they should be
this is a
hiring
fintech,
PR.
so there's gonna be like some big bank behind it to like manage it. So whoever that is, they're gonna have a big win.
The other banks should be hiring the best PR firm they can afford and trying to cut down this. Because anything with 620 million subscribers that you can promote this bank to, with that big a demographic who will have eyes on this product, you need to cut that down. They'll bite into your market share 100%. All it takes is a good welcome offer, pushed to 600 million people, and your market share is getting ate into.
I'm curious. Let's just say, let's look at something like Barclays. How many users they got? How many people use? So Barclays, which is one of the largest banks in UK, and they've got global customers as well. Barclays serves 48 million people globally. That's global.
They'd be terrified
And
if they
this
lost
guy
you.
could probably just like go,
They could.
snap
Very
50
possible.
million.
Yeah, it's very possible Barclays, even if Barclays lose 20% of that, that's a massive fucking hit for them.
Just crazy.
might
And
not
what
be
a
able
good
to-
move. What a good move. You gotta give props to Jimmy, Mr. Beast. The guy is smart.
Oh
The guy is
yeah, he's a
smart. There's been a
massive
bit of
sociopath.
controversy behind him, and he's done some shady shit, a lot of shady stuff.
Oh, he's a massive
I hope this
sociopath.
is not one of the shady moves. Fingers crossed. Let's hope he's learned from all the bad press last year.
My logic is he can't be much worse than other banks, so good luck to him.
Oh. Will be interesting because he's got a lot of influence.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I just want to quickly go back to Diego sent me a message. Thanks, Diego, by the way, for what he was talking about with Anthropic. Anthropic launched a legal AI tool. Yeah, and traders panic that AI agents will replace their perceived. Actually, we've got something about this. We've got some news
Alright.
today about that.
Jump into it.
I can't remember the seat. Where's it? There we go. It is number 6. So okay, let's pick that as the next topic. ServiceNow and Anthropic launch agentic seat pricing in a major shift for the SaaS industry. Shit, somebody's calling me. There we go. In the major shift for the SaaS industry, ServiceNow and Anthropic have introduced agentic seats. Unlike traditional software licenses for humans, these seats are for AI units that can autonomously reason and execute business workflows. So what we're talking here is before you bought whatever AI subscription to Claude or whatever, right? They're moving it and they're moving the subscription into the AI agents. So you can buy an agent that will complete certain work in the business for you, like actually let me just finish it. That can autonomously reason and execute business workflows. This move forces founders to reconsider their hiring strategy. Instead of hiring a new admin employee, you can now rent an AI agent that handles those tasks. So we're talking here about like customer service reps and all of this stuff, right? So we had before like subscriptions for AI bots that used to do this from smaller companies. The big companies are now on the counter attack, which I said about how risky that business model is, right? About just using OpenAI to provide a service, because when these guys, the big guys, launch their own, why should I go with the small guy, where the big guy does everything now, right?
To be nice.
So
to support small
they're
businesses.
changing the pricing models from like the basic monthly subscription per seat into actually now you're hiring an AI rep, an AI employee basically to do stuff for you, which could be actually a move, because we talked last time about the AI industry struggling to monetize.
I think this is sick.
And I think this is how they finally make a profit, because you can't anymore. How much more can you charge per bloody subscription, right? Google and Cloud Pro subscriptions were at like 300, 400 a month now already. And they cannot move it up, and they're still like not making money on it. So what will happen now is, instead of paying 300 a month, you're just gonna buy AI service agent for 300 a month, and AI admin for 300 a month, and AI whatever for this much a month.
Assuming
So they're gonna be making a buck finally. But what do
Assuming
we
the
think?
agent
Sorry,
is
let me
good.
just finish. What do we think about the whole AI marketing being, oh, you can replace your employees with this £50 a month tool. Now you'll actually have to pay the AI tool a full-time salary.
Interesting. This would make me a lot more likely to subscribe or buy more AI stuff, assuming the product's actually very good. If obviously the agent's awful, it'll get out very quick, and then that entire brand image is
They're
dead.
getting better. They're getting
No,
better.
well, what we were talking about this before the show is like I'm already planning for like skills that I can upskill myself at so when AI can do 80% of what I can, I've got an option. You know what I mean? It's like the next step. It is getting better, and I think in the next, year and a half maximum, it'll be able to replace very good people at what they do. Do you know what I mean? Like we always say now AI will replace the bottom 20%. I think in 18 months' time, it'll be able to replicate like the top 80%, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like very good, solid, talented people, it'll be able to replicate and replace.
Yeah, there's a talking point here. If you can buy an agentic seat, why would you ever hire a junior admin assistant role?
The only reason you would is so in 10 years' time you've got someone to take that senior role. That's the only reason why you would. But that's not a benefit that most small businesses, unfortunately,
Yeah, but you don't think
can't
about that
consider.
like that in
That's what I'm
business,
saying.
right?
Like most people can't consider that because they don't know if they'll be around in 12 months, never mind 10 years. So that's not a realistic
Exactly.
thought. Most people I don't know if I'll be around in 10 years, for God's sake. Do you know what I mean? So why would I? That's not a benefit I would consider when hiring or something like that. It's just not something that would cross my mind.
Diego mentioned it. Potentially, the entry jobs may disappear. I think we're already seeing more and more and more of that. In some industries, they're already almost gone, like a lot of entry-level customer service. When did you last time try to contact the company, right, about something and chatted to a real person?
Doesn't happen.
I can't remember.
Do you know this point from Diego? The society wouldn't function if AI just kills us all. So surely there's got to be some jobs we haven't even thought of or could conceive right now that will come up with when AI kills what we're doing now. It's like when the Industrial Revolution happened, there were jobs created that we would never have even thought of prior to that. So either a massive proportion of the world starve and die, or AI will also end up creating loads of jobs that we can't even think of.
Humanity knows how to adapt, right?
That's what I mean. Like
That's what we're good at. So
we'll adapt. I just don't know what
we've
that
adapted
adaptation.
before, we'll adapt again. But
If I knew what that adaptation was, I'd be a fucking billionaire because I'd be making money off what this adaptation was. You know what I mean?
I don't think the government can do anything about it, to be honest, and I don't think they will, because it's not in their hands, right? Capitalism,
But
that's
let's be
it.
honest.
Businesses want to make money. You can't stop them from making money.
I think the UK government have more pressing issues right now, considering one of them was in the Epstein files. So I think they're more concerned about that than AI taking their job right now.
Let's not. Maybe that's a topic for next week. That's not really business related.
No, but you mentioned the government. I'm just saying the UK government probably have more
Yeah.
pressing issues. One of them was in the Epstein files, and I had to resign.
What happens? Here's a good topic point, right? What happens to company culture when half of the seats, half of the employees are AI agents?
Oh, tragic. I saw a TikTok about this actually. Some girl, sorry, was making a TikTok in that car who was saying that the higher ups had replaced like 20 people in their company with AI. And they made it out like, oh, they had to make cuts because of a poor year or whatever. But all the staff knew it was AI. And it just made everyone extremely worried.
So yeah, imagine having a chat with your AI employees. Your manager is like, "Hey, speak to Joe," and Joe is a robot.
It would be awful. Like I'm just thinking now, if I was in my 9 to 5 job and just say the customer service team who were at the exact same desk every single day for like the entirety of when I was working there, just one day that entire desk was empty, and every time I walked past it, I would just think, "Fuck, you were replaced by AI." It would just make you feel so uncomfortable, wouldn't it? So uncomfortable.
It's the
But what
future. It's
about,
the future everybody sees, right? From all the movies where you walking around with robots
well, you've got more corporate
as
experience
a
than
part
me.
of the society, and it's normalized.
You've managed like big
That's where
teams
we're
in
going,
corporate.
right?
You've managed big teams in corporate, so what would it do to team morale? You're better suited to answer that question than me.
I don't know. I think there's gonna be a massive, massive learning curve and a change. There's gonna be we'll need a big societal shift. We're already going through it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's already happening.
That's why
But
the job market's shocking right now.
I just think the technology has moved too quickly, has accelerated a bit too fast for people to adjust. Like people just didn't have time to adjust. Within literally like in the last 2 years, it's gone. It's gone from like being, oh, this is a little tool that you use to like, you no longer have a job.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're
You
gone. This
see,
thing is actually better.
if you look at AI late 2024 compared to late 2025, it's like so much better. So much better.
Remember a job of a minute taker?
Yeah,
I
no
know
reason.
I know you're a bit young for this. Minute takers were the people that took notes in meetings.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I know what they are, and now Fathom does that.
That's 100%, like 99.9% gone. I'm sure there's still some old school guys that have them, but
There's no reason to.
why?
Unless you
Why would you
really,
have a note
unless you
taker
really
in a
like
meeting?
that note taker, like if you love that note taker as a friend and as a person,
No,
why
I would
would you?
get them. If it was me, I would get them to like do other stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
Like a high level executive assistant is still useful because they can do so much more if they understand the business and so on, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like the low level stuff, like I knew people in Cambridge when I worked with one of the colleges. There were literally people whose entire job was to like take notes at meetings and send email invitations to people. That was the entire full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
They would just take notes at meetings and like prepare agendas and send emails. That was it. That's good. It's 100% disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I Robot the Matrix. It's happening. Another talking point here is, will SaaS pricing eventually be based on work done
Yeah,
instead of active
absolutely.
users?
Yeah, 100%. That's what. Even if you look at the like agency model now, I know very few agencies that are massively succeeding doing the whole monthly retainer thing, and that's essentially what the SaaS subscription was. And a lot of industries do seem to copy each other, because with all these AI tools, same with how all agencies charged retainers a few years ago, everyone's in the agency space hired another agency charging a fat retainer and didn't do the job. So when that comes to SaaS tools, once enough people, which we're getting closer to now, have tried all these SaaS tools, charging an overpriced subscription, people will then be unwilling to subscribe to something unless they have a massive free trial at the start. They don't have to give their card details at the start, yada, yada, yada. So that'll eventually, then these SaaS products can't deal with having a month free trial and long sales cycles, all that sort of stuff. So it'll be like, okay, for X result, you pay Y. You know what I mean? That's the direction it'll take. The more and more people get burned by AI or SaaS
And
products.
some things are moving to it already. Like the leading company in like customer service chatbots is called. Oh my god, I talked about it so much and I've just lost it. Remind me, someone. Oh my god.
I don't think the name matters. You need to tell the story.
No. Not the I even remember what the logo looks like, and I was going to implement it. I know how I'm going to find out.
What was the point you were going to make? Because I've already forgotten.
Right, so my point is this company already moved into that. So they're charging like per message sent or per query resolved with the AI chatbot. So they've got an AI chatbot that can answer customer service queries. Okay, I was hoping but they're charging per query resolved, right? So whenever somebody contacts the chatbot and they come in with a question, if the chatbot resolves the query or finishes, they get charged for that, like a set amount. So this company already has done it. Oh my god. It completely left me. I forgot.
So do you like this shift or not? Or are you more of a fan of the subscription style?
I personally don't like it because it's gonna cost
the
us so
subscription?
much more.
Oh, so
It's
you
gonna
don't
cost
like
us
this
so
change?
much more. It's crazy how much money they're gonna make on this, and they charge per everything, like per message sent, per email sent, per pop-up on the website. These guys are absolutely crazy because they're like, I was going to integrate a chatbot into our website for Founders Tree and into the app because it has a bunch of good features as well. And they said like, oh, you get 90% off for first 12 months, not lovable. There you go. It's a chatbot that you embed into a website or your platform.
No, I just pinned lovable because it's your favorite topic.
Intercom, that's the one.
Oh, well, that was worth it. I'm sure this made your story so much better finding that out. Continue your point about why you hate it. In fact, it will cost the user more money, but I also bet it'll make more people willing to try it. Because in their mind,
Intercom has been offering us, and they're offering, they get like a special deal for startups where you can get a bunch of seats at like a 90% discount for the first 12 months. But cheeky bastards. Then I've looked at the small print, and the subscription only covers like a few messages and like the license. but then for every action, like each time a user logs into the app and you like send them a notification, boom, charge. Each time they send you a message, boom, charge. Each time you have to like send them an email with a summary, boom, charge. Each time AI, if you use the AI chatbot, each time the AI chatbot answers the query, charge. So you're like, oh, nice, it's $90 a month for the subscription. And then you're like, yeah, but if the platform is big, you could be charged like £20,000.
What do they charge, like 1 penny
Everything,
per?
everything the bloody thing
No.
does, they charge.
Because everything it does, it charges like a penny. So is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
it's something small, but
Oh
it
yeah,
can
I
add up
know.
very quickly.
You got 1,000 users, it's instantly £1,000 a month. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. So I don't like it. I mean, the companies like it because they're getting filthy rich, especially if you look at like enterprise that might handle like hundreds of queries or thousands of queries every single day. These guys are billing him tens or hundreds of thousands of pounds for AI to reply to queries, which was supposed to be cheaper than humans. I'm not sure if it will be very soon. The era of cheap AI, I think, is ending.
because
for
these
us.
companies have to make a profit, though. That's the thing. It's got to the point. Everyone was willing to invest in an AI startup in 2024 and 2025 because it was the hot thing on the block. So everyone was like, okay, let's just get users, and monetize later. It's kind of the time where they need to monetize it now.
Right. Next topic.
Jesus, okay. There was one that I want. 23. I'll describe this one for my one of the week because it's something that I've started to account in my own business. Answer engine optimization. Basically, SEO reports for 2026 so far show a massive shift towards AEOs or answer engine optimization. So when you go into Google and the Google AI results, ChatGPT, Gemini, when you put your question in there and the AI pops up, optimizing for that little summary is taking a lot of SEO traffic away. So now these AI platforms are looking for websites or content that provide an easy, like 1 sentence answer instead of, 20 bullet points describing what you do. So this now brings questions like, is the classic blog post dead in terms of bringing new eyeballs to your business or your offer? And how do you get attribution when AI gives the answer without providing a link? And should you hide your best data from AI? Another question. What's your opinion? Think SEO blogs are dead in the traditional sense?
So for the basic things, so yeah, so one thing here is like the second best answer, right? Before being ranked number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, first page on Google was massive, right? Most people don't
Massive.
even look at that anymore. They just look at the summary. Unless
Yeah, I
you are
do.
the summary, the top result, you might get 0 clicks now, which is really, really bad for a lot of small businesses. The second thing is the brand dilution, right? As we said, the AI just summarizes your brand or your service in its own words in a sentence, which might not fully be accurate and might be missing important facts. Very often we see that, right? If you try to Google yourself, I've done this before, and it's like, oh, it pulls some random shit from last year about me that's like no longer relevant. But that's what will people see when they like look up my name in ChatGPT or whatever. They'll see something I said, 2 years ago that it picked up from an article about me. That might not be true. versus if it was a proper SEO linking to my website, it will have up-to-date information with everything. So there's that, but also the dilution. And there's been a talk about this from Caitlin, I can never pronounce her, Begua, whatever her name, on LinkedIn, from Why We Buy. So she's like a sales psychology girl, right? She talks about this a lot, and she mentioned having like, and it's becoming a trend now in soulpreneurship, having just like one very strong idea that can be summarized in like 5 words or whatever, that defines your entire brand, that you just repeat everywhere, and it's just part of who you are, right? I think that will become more and more important.
Do you
for
use
small
AI
businesses
for
soon, because
AI
if you need a
Use search
page
AI.
now, if you need a full page to describe your brand or a full paragraph, it might get lost in translation. Whereas if you put focus on that, like, this is who we are, and it's like 5 words, then you've got a much lower chance of AI screwing your brand up.
Do you search on AI? Or do
I
you
do.
still use Google? Yeah, I use
I
AI
use
search
both.
all the time.
I use both. Because I don't always trust AI search.
That's just you though.
But so it's a very interesting topic.
This leads on to I know we spoke about this before the call, where I was saying the best way to do something like this in terms of optimizing for AI search, in my opinion, or just marketing in general, is invest in like one piece or a couple of pieces of really high quality marketing material, whether that's high quality video, written work, blog article, whatever, and then milk that for all it's worth across multiple different things. If you invest in a great blog article for your website, convert that into a LinkedIn article on your personal page and your company page, a good newsletter, get it on Substack as well, get it everywhere where AI will.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Because
from.
what this
Like
says
LinkedIn
is
articles
AI will
now.
just summarize the crap out of it. So you're doing your massive blog post, and it's gonna summarize it in like 2
I didn't say
sentences.
massive. I said high quality.
Yeah, that's fine, but it's gonna like summarize it into 3 sentences where it's gonna lose 98% of the context, and it's probably gonna get it wrong. It's gonna miss the point. So that's the risk, right? That's the risk he talks about. It's not just like not showing up. Yes, you can show up by writing quality stuff, but when you do show up, are you showing up in the right way as well?
I don't think there's one set right way though, because the person searching up for your service, what would be right to them is a different search result, if you know what I mean, depending on their personality profile or where they are in terms of their buying process. Are they ready to buy this second, or are they potentially researching for next quarter? I don't think there's a right summary for. There's not a one size fits all approach, is what I'm trying to say. It depends very much on the person searching what will be the best answer for them.
Yeah, but what do you do about the brand dilution, right?
What do you mean brand dilution?
So again, because you won't be able to explain your brand in your own words, because AI is gonna just call you whatever it thinks it can call you, because it's gonna summarize and take random bits instead of just like, this is me.
I don't think that's different to how word of mouth. Obviously, it's different to SEO, but word of mouth's been like that forever. In the sense of everyone has a different opinion of the same TV show. Everyone has a different
But you
opinion
know
of
how
the same
powerful
YouTuber.
it is in marketing to use the right words.
Yeah.
Right? So you're spending a lot of time crafting a message, to say something in a very, very specific way that speaks to your target persona, to your clients at whatever stage they are. It speaks to them in the right way. AI is going to scramble that and say it in its own shitty way.
I think
How do
you're.
we get what happens to branding?
I think branding is going to become more important in the general landscape of marketing, but in this very specific conversation, again, there's no one right way. If AI jumbles what you originally said, that their jumbling might make someone go, "Huh, I really like this guy," even though that's not what you intended in the first place. It massively depends on the person physically searching it up.
It really messes with the brand
benefit some people who aren't good at
image, right? Because that's how brands grow quick. They're known for one thing.
But if they're known for one
everybody
thing,
knows
they'll come up on AI search for that one thing. If they're only promoting one specific message, then AI search can't fuck that up if they're only promoting one message.
It might. That's the thing, it might.
I might get stabbed.
So that's what I'm saying. It becomes more and more important for you to be able to summarize your business or what you do in a single sentence that's unique in a way so that it cannot screw it up and mess it up with somebody else's.
Well, mine's 8 words. Trust first customer acquisition for energy service firms.
That's what I'm saying. You need to that's what Kate said, is you need to own that specific idea, and this is only you. It's nobody else. It cannot just sound like the 100 guys doing the same thing. It needs to be unique.
No, yeah, I was talking to Neve the other day, and I was saying having a good name for your offer does like half the marketing for you.
Like, but we don't have that now, especially in solopreneurship, small businesses, small creators. Everybody sounds the same and does the same thing.
Try and find someone else who markets their stuff as trust first customer acquisition for energy service firms. Try and find someone else who is that one very niche thing.
Yeah,
it's very niche.
Right, I found most people don't.
Oh yeah, most people don't. But that's because of the whole generalist debate we've had 1,000 times, where in theory I can work with everyone means more customers, but in reality it just doesn't.
Next topic, you want to pick one?
I guess that always links back to that topic last week or the week before about how AI will kill the generalist. Because if you try to do everything, AI search will not know what it is you're doing.
Yeah.
Specialists are important, in my opinion, especially right now. I think I've covered all the topics I really wanted to speak about, but I'll quickly double check. I mean, I thought cube culture was interesting, number 25, but if you want to talk about that, we can. If not, we can wrap it up. It's up to you.
It is a very good topic. Before that, however, I want to pick the B2B de-influencing 12.
Okay, 12, okay.
On our list. A marketing trend showed up this week where creators tell you what not to buy. And this has officially moved into B2B SaaS space. Tech influencers are gaining massive audiences by calling out overhyped software and tools that don't deliver real return on investment. This creates a market where honesty as a service is more valuable than traditional feature-based marketing. So before, people were like, hey, look at this, it does this, it's great. Now they're actually shifting and saying, don't buy this shit.
No, I like that. Well,
which is interesting shift in the influencer side. I mean, there's always been a bit of that, but
Well,
it's
you love
becoming a
doing
trend
that.
now where this is
You
all
love
people
slating
do.
stuff. You love slating products.
I'm just honest. I've always had this. This has been my trend for years, telling people what not to do. But yeah, this is moving towards the influencer space. I'm not a real influencer, which is interesting. So one of the topics here, talking points, is de-influencing a threat to your product's reputation or an opportunity for honesty? Because look at it this way: before, you either get the good reviews or you don't, right? So people will either love your product, they'll promote it, they'll talk about it, they'll market it. And that's what influencers did in the tech space, right? You either get a lot of mentions or you get less mentions if you're not as popular. However, getting no mention is nowhere as damaging as someone saying, do not buy this. That stuff, that could kill your business, and it doesn't take a lot of these, right? Let's say you look up some product, and you've got 10 videos on YouTube, TikTok, whatever, and 2 out of them say how bad it is.
It depends if is the product actually bad in this. In this hypothetical, is the
It
product
doesn't have
bad?
to be bad. It only takes a couple of people to mention it's bad, and suddenly the whole perception changes, right?
Yes, it does, but it also there's a couple of extra bits of context you could add here. One, is the product actually bad? If it's actually bad and exploiting people or overpriced, whatever, and people criticizing it, then you're kind of getting what you deserve. But on the other hand, it's also like you see it all the time. A lot of people will criticize like people sell like certain course creators, people scammers, that sort of stuff. But because they're already so famous in inverted commas, they can, why push that under the rug. There is a situation where an actual good product gets like shifted out the industry because bigger guys slate it. That is a realistic situation. But other than that one specific scenario, I think this is more good than bad. But then again, you can probably pay these influencers to mention one of your competitors as well. That's pretty smart, actually. I would do that.
That's probably a bit illegal.
Yeah, it's illegal, but who gives a fuck? It's what
Yeah,
back to the video game crash conversation, that's what Sega did about Nintendo. They just did a massive smear campaign. And that's how they got some market share.
I mean, that's what we watched earlier with Anthropic, right? Slagging off OpenAI and ChatGPT for advertising. But I think, yeah, you really have to be careful with this. I think it can be a threat. It can be an opportunity for honesty as well. But it's about like what language is used. If people say actually, yeah, I don't know, it's a tough one. So that's what you've mentioned, right? Should founders start de-influencing their own competitors to win customer trust? Shall we start slagging off each other? Probably not.
This is a tough one because it does make you look bad having to tear someone else down to big yourself. Like it does make you look bad. But then there's also guys out there who actually do scam people.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not talking about like obvious scams, right? We're talking legitimate B2B businesses, SaaS software, right? That's what it is mostly. But yeah, it's a strange trend because we've got like two main trends here. Usually you would always say in marketing, and that has been true for a long time, that you always attract more people with honey, right? So mentioning good stuff and maybe raising some points has always been like the best way. But just simply telling people, do not use this, do not buy this. That's a complete 360 shift, and it's working for some in terms of gaining following. But is it really a good thing long term for the industry? I don't think it is.
There's a real possibility this is just a trend that will die out in a month. There is a real possibility that that's a thing, and that's probably the most likely scenario.
And another talking point here is, how can a brand survive a viral negative review from a really trusted industry voice? If someone really, we're talking some of the big guys,
Are they an
just telling
established
you,
in this
do not use
hypothetical?
this.
In this hypothetical, is the brand already established, or are they a small brand? Because a small brand will just die pretty much. But if they're already established, you can definitely maneuver that situation.
It can be tough. It can be tough. We've seen it before. I remember in tech space specifically. Can't remember what it was, like a tech product from like a medium-sized company was doing well. And one of the big influencers just like slugged it. They just pretty much said like, I would not buy this shit. It's like they were just like pretty straight, like, oh yeah, we see the point, but they said like just completely missed the market something, and company just disappeared off the face of the earth overnight. Because the guy with 20 million fucking followers said the product is shit, and suddenly all of the internet thinks the product is shit.
But you can also compare this. This is like the equivalent of like an influencer getting cancelled. Like Logan Paul, the whole suicide forest thing. He came back from that. So this is like a business
This is
equivalent
different
of that.
though. This is different thing.
No, it's almost.
This is different thing.
It's the exact same
You're
hypothetical
talking an
scenario.
influencer with like parasocial relationships, people following people buying leads, completely different thing.
It's not. It's the exact same.
We're talking about
hypothetical
products.
scenario.
We're talking about products that people aren't like.
And he used his clothing brand then. His clothing brand managed to survive and still make money. That was his main income source. It was Maverick Clothing back in the day. Like his clothing brand. It's the exact same hypothetical scenario. If it's a small creator who doesn't have any, or small business or whatever, then yeah, they'll probably get eaten up. But if you're big enough already, you've got a pre-existing user base, you've got a pre-existing, reputation.
Again, it can kill you. We're talking B2B. We're talking B2B space, especially not B2C. B2B.
It won't
you've
kill
got
you.
real users.
It'll be detrimental.
/tech.
But unless you handle that situation really badly, you'll survive. You'll just have to take a bit of a hit. It'll kill the smaller guys. But if you're a big established company and one influencer giving you a bad review kills you, you have bigger issues in that company than an influencer slating you once.
Who is established in B2B or SaaS space?
11 Labs.
You've got like I'm not talking about the $1 billion companies here. We're talking most businesses.
I'm saying it'll kill the smaller guys, but if you're big and established and a bad review kills you, then that's
but what is the big established, right? What is big and established in SaaS space? The only things big established are the people with hundreds of millions of VC money that cannot die. Anyone else, it can literally kill you. Even if you pull in like 1 million, 2 million, even if you're pulling 10 million a year and you get shit review and 30% of your customer base switches to a different product, you're gone.
No, if one bad review kills you, I disagree. If you're gone because of a bad review, you've got bigger issues than the review.
Yeah, are you just forgetting about like how much power influencers have?
I think they have power, absolutely, but I think you're overestimating that power, especially in B2B where the buyers are a little bit more educated, a little bit, invest in long-term relationships. If they've used the product for 6 months and they've had no issue with it, and an influencer says it's terrible, they're not going to cancel because
But
one influencer
just
saying
think
it's bad.
about the brand image damage, right?
It'll
you go
damage it, but it
like,
won't kill you. It's like me eating a massive body shot in the first round of a fight. I might have to, box on the back foot and protect my body for 2 or 3 rounds, but I can come back stronger in the second half. There's a difference between eating a massive body shot and being hurt and having to defend and not go on the front foot, then getting knocked out. If I hit
just
a massive
think
shot,
about someone. Just think about like who's really huge in like marketing, right? Look at even like isolated spaces like LinkedIn, where maybe you've got some big guy with like 500,000 followers getting couple of million impressions a month. If that guy says your product's shit, suddenly you've got potentially few million people thinking it's shit, and the word spreads.
Again, it depends how much the overlay is with your target market, how strong your existing customer base is.
Well, we could talking influencers in that space, right?
No, I
So
know,
you
but
wouldn't be looking a review of a product that's not in your space.
like, argument's
I don't
sake,
care
right? I
if
know.
it's
Say a
something else.
massive, say a 1 million follower in a LinkedIn influencer try to like attack me or whatever. My typical customer does not know who this guy is. It doesn't matter that he has 1 million followers. It would make virtually
No, they
no
will,
difference.
because we're talking people in the same space.
So you're telling me you think an energy
This is the
service
reviews.
firm
We're
is going to
talking
know
reviews. We're not talking a random person. We're talking reviews. Instead of posting good reviews or posting overviews of your product, these guys are saying posting reviews which says do not buy. It's the shift of posting.
Again,
Let me review this product. These are the features of this product. Into do not buy this product.
Could the situation be
change.
make a better product? Is that an option in this scenario? Or are you assuming every product deserves to be praised?
It's hard to make a better product when all of your users go away.
But that's not a realistic. Again, we've went over this, but I'll say the fighting metaphor one more time. An influencer, if they slate your product and tells your audience not to buy, and that kills your business or knocks you out, you've got bigger issues. And something like that's like a massive body
Not
shot that hurts you.
necessarily.
It maybe even drops you. Maybe we went over this conversation.
This is just one guy's opinion, but you know how blind people are, right? They don't research. One guy's opinion. Now that's it. That's what everyone thinks.
So you're telling me someone who has who's used this one tech product for 6 months or whatever is going to cancel their subscription because some influencer dickhead says it's bad. It might impact them getting new users in the future. If especially right now, while it's so hard to find something that you like. If I've used a product for 6 months and some dickhead influencer says don't buy it, I'm not going to cancel it if I've liked it for 6 months. Realistically.
Yeah, but you can lose all of the other customers, right?
No, you might struggle to get new ones, but you massively
Which will kill your company.
No, it won't. But that's a big body shot. That means you've got to defend for 2 or 3 rounds. You've still got 8 rounds after to get back and win the fight, which in this metaphor is grow your company.
It's tough.
Everything in life and in business is tough. Nothing's fucking easy.
Yeah, well, I think it's a bad trend.
Yeah, I don't particularly care.
Honesty should be there, but honesty should always be like focused on the both good sides and bad sides. Like when I talked about Lovable, great product for prototyping, front-end development, basic apps, absolutely amazing. Bad marketing, right?
No, honestly, I'm also one. It's hypocritical you saying this sort of stuff shouldn't be a thing when you say you shouldn't buy loads of things. For one, it's hypocritical. And then the other one, I'm sick of the whole like corporate bullshit where you can't say anything. If someone tells you wants to say don't buy X, it's bullshit. Go for it. Who gives a fuck? It's not that deep.
Right.
I think we should.
You want to
an
pick
hour and a
another
half.
topic?
I mean, I was going to briefly touch on the what number was it? I think it was the Q culture. We can maybe touch on this for 5 minutes and then wrap up the show. We can wrap it up now, depending on how interesting you think 25 in Q culture is. But
Sure, I might pick up one more after this. But
no,
go
this
for
is
it.
the last one. We either end it now or we do one more. I'm not doing two more. We've been on forever.
Right. Do you want to read it through or shall I?
No, I've read through my one of the day.
This is really important for small businesses, and we've seen a bunch of this already. But a major 2026 cultural trend is the return of Q culture and intentional friction. As digital buys become too smooth and too automated, consumers are seeking out physical lines and limited drop pop-ups as a mark of quality. Small brands are finding success by making their products harder to get to build a more loyal, high-value customer base. So we're talking, if you, let's say, selling whatever merch, you're selling clothing, fashion, e-commerce stuff, instead of just going, yeah, everyone get it, having like limited drops where you say, no, once a month we do 500 of this, and that's it. If you don't get one, you don't get one.
I think it's pretty cool.
Or we're talking also, I've seen Kate does this for courses, even for courses and stuff like that, saying, no, only 2,000 people get it or 500 people get it. And that's it. I don't care if it's digital or whatever, like, that's it. That's always selling. Also waiting lines, queues. A lot of people start doing that for even like cohort-based courses, training. People start doing queues, and I've suggested it to a few people, where you only let people in like once every 6 weeks, and that's it. So people are doing like, okay, if you want to join my community or whatever, the next intake is in May. Sign up to a wait list. That's it. We're not letting you in, and we're gonna let this many people in the next month or 2 months or whatever on this date.
No, I think it's pretty cool. I think if you use it well, it's a good marketing strategy. It's something I do in my sales calls. Sometimes I say I only onboard clients at 3 separate points of the year, which is true. Obviously, I make exceptions if I really want the client. Like, that's just how it works, isn't it? Like, if someone offers you double the price for one of the products that I've sold out, you're going to sort the product because they'll have double the price. Do you know what I mean? Everyone will make exceptions in every scenario. But it is shameless. The way courses and communities do it are shameless. Let's make that a main topic of an episode, actually. I hate paid communities. Fucking hell. I could rant about those for a full hour. I think they're a massive fucking scam. And everyone thinks that it's easy business, but they don't realize how hard work it actually is.
So why is hard to get becoming a powerful luxury marketing strategy in 2026? And I think, like we said in a summary, like people are so used to like, oh, everything's just so easy and easier and easier and easier, just like one click. That's what I've done with Founderstry, right? People are so used to just like, oh, one click, sign up, join the news. That's it, you're in. One click, in. Don't have to do anything, just click like, oh, Google sign in, I'm in the app already. And we've got like the whole onboarding, we've got approval, we've got everything. And after the next big update, we're gonna be paid only. And I've said this, and a lot of people will like fight me on this. No free trials.
No, I
There
think
will
that's
be no
fine.
free
That's very
trials in
dumb.
Founders Tree. That's it. Like, you don't pay, you don't get in. I don't care. I think friction can be good. That's
Yes.
off topic, but that's a question for
fine.
you.
10 days, the 21st. I'm back. I'm ready to fight now, to be honest. I had a great boxing session this morning. I'm on shape, on weight already, just raring to go. I need a nice haircut though. Got new ring kit, got the Founders Tree logo on my t-shirt. So yeah, I'm raring to go. Boom, boom, boom.
Don't get kicked in the head like me.
No, I won't. Right, should we
Don't get
wrap the
knocked
show
out.
there?
Let's
see
just
what
finish
it
this
does.
topic. So, is AI making our digital lives too slippery and less meaningful for customers? You remember last week I've
I don't
mentioned
think
about
AI is to blame for this. This was all online shopping as a whole is more broadly responsible. I think blaming AI is a very 2026 AI is
well,
to blame
it's
for
getting
everything.
into it as well, right? I said last week about Shopify, Stripe, all of those platforms implementing AI agents where people just want to say, buy me this, and the bot does things for you and you don't have to even lift a finger. Is that taking something out of the shopping experience
Yeah, absolutely.
and buying experience, right? Because we've talked about it, like it's people used to like think about stuff before they buy something, and they used to try different things out, and and now everything is just easier and easier and easier. And
I don't think AI is to blame for this. I think it might
no,
enhance
not in
already
full, but is it going in that way? Is it becoming too easy?
AI might be making it marginally worse, but like online shopping, with the whole ease of not having to go to the shop anymore, this was always going to come. AI might have brought it forward a few years, but this was always coming. Especially after like the pandemic where everyone just ordered everything off their phone.
So I think some tips here quickly. So how can small brands utilize this? Again, think about your business and your strategy and what you do, but introducing some sort of friction, in my opinion, can be good, and it can be something as small as, I think, Joe, you've added to your service offering. You started doing the questionnaire forms before people go on a call, isn't it?
Yeah. It's little things. It's like I make someone.
You can't just like one-click book a call.
Oh no, I need to answer some questions. That's in fairness, that's also because I kept getting a lot of time wasters. So you just didn't have the money to invest and was looking for free advice and stuff.
But it also like builds the image of the brand that your service is actually better. It's more in demand, right? Therefore, it's more likely to sell because it's not, oh, there's that shock to the system, like, oh, I actually need to switch on my brain. I need to answer some questions. Therefore, this guy probably knows what he's talking about.
I won't ask like super complicated questions. I think it's like 6 questions. So I think if I was going to book a call and someone asks us 20 questions, I'd be like, fuck off. I'm just going to be honest. Even if I really wanted that thing and they wanted to know 20 questions worth, I'd be like, goodbye. I'm not interested.
And you've done the same for onboarding as well, right?
Yeah.
Where you've said, I'm going to onboard only this many customers this month. And that's it, right?
I think that's the only way that I can personally think of to create any sort of like urgency in the agency space, at least for like what our type of do, what our kind of do. I've tried to think, but off the top of my head, I can't think of anything else I can do to create that urgency other than play on the type of like from the way I've been pitching, like the pitch decks I've been making. If you don't have your pitch deck ready to sign clients in March, you're not going to be signing them in March. You're going to have to wait on May. Like that's not really like my urgency. That's just the realism of the situation.
Oh, it's a shame. I really wanted to talk about the Christian crypto coin.
If you want to, you've clearly got an opinion about it. So have a quick 90-second rant, and we'll call that a day.
Oh, TikTok as well is great. There's so much good stuff.
It's too late, bro.
Right, I'm gonna speed run through two topics. TikTok launches Symphony creative suite for small and medium businesses. TikTok released its Symphony AI suite this week, specifically designed to help small businesses produce high-performing ads without production team. So the tool uses stock avatars and AI dubbing to turn simple product descriptions into a finished video, which for founders massively lowers the barrier to entry for video advertising, and ability to test dozens and tens of ad variants in minutes. So there was some software before, but you had to fiddle it. But the fact that they're bringing it into the platform, right, so that everybody has access, is crazy. These are your like AI avatars. All you do is product description. If you're on TikTok Shop, product description, one click, it will make 10 adverts for you, and you can shove it. Absolutely mad. What do you think?
It's pretty cool. It will damage people running those sort of ads, but overall, I don't have any major problem with it. I think it's pretty cool. Go on to the Christian crypto coin. But I think the TikTok thing's pretty cool.
Where was this? Find it. There we go.
22.
The Catholic USD stablecoin launch. Crescent Innovation Corporation announced it will mint the first Catholic USD stablecoin. So this is crypto coin. The founders aim to use blockchain to facilitate fee-free global donations, and value-aligned commerce within the church network. This represents the rise of niche stablecoins where currency is used to bypass traditional banking fees for specific global communities. Can religious niche stablecoin actually compete with global giants like USDC? But just what a F.
I don't know.
Donate to Christianity with Jesus coin. Joe.
Great. I don't know. Right, that was a great show, guys. I'll see you next week, okay? What a great way to end.
Same bad time, same bad channel next week. Bye!